We're talking about an incredibly rare 1999 Washington quarter that could be worth a staggering $9 million. Yes, you heard that right, $9 million. But what makes this coin so special? Let's dive in and find out. First, let's take a closer look at the 1999 Washington quarter. At first glance, it might just look like any other quarter, but this coin hides an incredible secret. Now, the majority of 1999 Washington quarters were minted in Denver and are worth face value 25 cents. But among them, there is a small group of extremely rare errors that make them worth an unbelievable amount. What makes these rare coins so valuable? It's all about the errors. In some cases, these 1999 Washington quarters were struck with significant die errors, like double dies, misalignments, or other unique minting flaws that were only caught after the coins left the mint. One of the key error types in these 1999 quarters is the double die, a mistake where the die used to mint the coin was misaligned during the process, creating multiple images on the coin. This error is extremely rare, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these specimens. Now, let's talk about why one of these rare 1999 Washington quarters could be worth $9 million. In 2006, a similar coin, a 1999 quarter with a double die error, sold at auction for over $9 million. This was a landmark sale, and one that shocked the entire coin collecting world. Coins like this don't come around often, and finding one with such a major error is a once-in-a-lifetime event for collectors. As the rarity of this error increases, so does its value. Imagine stumbling upon one of these in your pocket change or during a coin roll hunt. It could make you a millionaire overnight. Of course, finding one of these rare quarters isn't easy. The odds are slim, but with persistence, some collectors have managed to uncover these hidden gems. If you happen to have a 1999 Washington quarter in your collection, it might be worth getting it checked out by a professional appraiser to see if you've struck gold. So, what should you do if you think you found a 1999 Washington quarter with an error? First off, make sure you're 100% sure it's the real deal. Always get it professionally inspected, and if it's confirmed as one of these error coins, you could be holding a piece of history, and potentially a $9 million payday. That's it for today's video, folks. Make sure to check your pocket change and your coin collections. You never know what you might find. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more rare coin content, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. We dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins. If you thought that the 2000 Washington quarter was just a regular coin you could find in your pocket, think again. Today, we're talking about a rare, potentially million-dollar coin that could be hiding in your collection. But what makes this 2000 so valuable? Let's get into it. The 2000 Washington quarter is part of the Statehood quarter series, but this particular one has a feature that makes it stand out, and it could be worth up to $3 million. I know, it sounds crazy, but stay with me, because this is one of the most fascinating stories in coin collecting history. So what exactly makes this coin worth so much money? Well, it all boils down to a unique error that was made during the minting process. This error involves what's known as a double die reverse. Essentially, the design was struck twice, creating a doubling effect on the reverse side of the coin. If you look closely at the reverse of this 2000 quarter, you'll notice that the lettering is slightly doubled. This double die error is rare, and only a small number of these coins were ever released. The key here is that this error is subtle, which makes it harder for collectors to spot unless they're looking closely. That's why it's so important to check every coin in your collection thoroughly. The doubling affects the word e pluribus unum on the reverse side, which is crucial. But the real kicker? Only a few examples of this error have been confirmed, and one of them recently sold for a jaw-dropping $3 million. That's right, folks, $3 million. It's one of the most valuable modern coins ever to be sold. The buyer of this rare coin was a high-profile collector, and this sale made headlines across the coin world. Now, you might be wondering, how can you spot if you have one of these million-dollar quarters? It's all about examining the reverse side carefully. Look for the slight doubling on the lettering, especially in e pluribus unum. If you find this, you've got a coin that could be worth a lot more than face value. Also, don't forget to check the condition of the coin. A coin in mint state will be worth significantly more than one that's been worn or damaged over time. The more pristine your coin, the higher the value. Now, here's the exciting part. Many of these error coins were accidentally released into circulation, which means they could be out there right now. So the next time you're digging through your change, be sure to keep an eye out for a 2000D Washington quarter. Imagine finding one of these while shopping or going through some spare change. It could literally change your life. So, is your 2000D Washington quarter worth $3 million? Only time, a careful eye, and a little luck can tell. But hey, it's worth checking out your collection. And if you do find one, make sure you get it appraised by a professional to see just how much it's really worth. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more coin collecting tips and stories about rare finds, and don't forget to leave a comment down below if you've ever come across a valuable coin like this. We're talking about a coin that's been causing quite the stir in the numismatic world. The 2001 P Washington quarter, a coin that you might think is worth just a quarter. But what if I told you one of these coins could be worth a staggering $1 million? That's right, $1 million. Stick around, because you're going to want to know the story behind this mind-blowing discovery. The 2001 P Washington quarter was minted as part of the regular series of quarters released by the U.S. Mint. Typically, a quarter like this would be worth, well, a quarter. But there's one specific thing that makes a rare version of this coin worth so much more. It's a mistake, a rare minting error that caused this coin to be valued at over $1 million. Now, before we dive into the specifics of what makes this coin so valuable, let me take you back in time. In 2001, the U.S. Mint was producing a lot of quarters to commemorate each state as part of the 50-state quarters program. But in the rush of production, some mistakes were made. One of these mistakes was a 2001 P Washington quarter that was struck with a serious error, a missing mint mark. You see, typically, quarters produced at the Philadelphia Mint have a P mint mark to signify where they were made. But some of these 2001 P quarters were accidentally minted without the P, making them incredibly rare. Imagine this, out of the millions of 2001 P quarters that were struck, only a very small number escaped with no mint mark. When these rare, error-free quarters surfaced, they caught the attention of collectors and experts alike. After all, missing mint marks on coins are one of the most sought-after errors in numismatics. Not only does the missing mint mark add rarity, but it also increases the overall demand. As a result, these error coins began to climb in value, and when a particularly well-preserved 2001 P Washington quarter with no mint mark sold at auction for nearly $1 million, the coin world was stunned. So why does this coin get such a high value? It's all about rarity, condition, and the story behind it. With the combination of being a minting error, coupled with the coin's pristine condition, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for this piece of history. And if you find one, you could be holding onto a small fortune. Now, it's important to note that not every 2001 P Washington quarter without a mint mark is going to fetch $1 million. The condition plays a huge factor in how much these coins are worth. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition, graded at MS67 or higher, are the ones that have sold for the highest prices. So how do you know if you have one of these $1 million coins? First, check for the missing mint mark. Then, inspect the condition. If you think you've found one, it's always a good idea to get it professionally graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. Grading is key to determining the true value of a coin. A coin that's graded properly can be worth a lot more than one that's not, especially when it comes to rare error coins. So, if you're lucky enough to have a 2001 P Washington quarter with no mint mark in your collection, you might just be sitting on a gold mine. It's a perfect example of how one small mistake can turn a simple coin into a rare treasure. That's it for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss out on more tips, tricks, and coin stories. Have you found any rare coins in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your discoveries. We're going to dive into a super rare and valuable coin, one that could be worth a jaw-dropping $2 million. That's right. It's the 2002 Washington quarter. And today we're uncovering why this unassuming coin could make you rich. Stick around till the end to find out how this coin reached a mind-blowing price tag. You won't want to miss this. Now, you might be wondering, how did a regular 2002 Washington quarter become so valuable? Well, let's start with some history. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, and it's been part of the U.S. coinage ever since. But the key here isn't just any Washington quarter. It's a specific 2002 variety. In 2002, the Philadelphia Mint struck these quarters with a P mint mark. On the surface, they seem like just another regular circulating coin. However, as with all rare coins, small details make a huge difference. This particular 2002 Washington quarter became famous due to a rare and unexpected minting error. Some of these coins were mistakenly struck with the wrong dies, leading to an off-center design, unusual minting imperfections, and sometimes double die obverse or reverse features. These types of errors can be extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. So how did this 2002 Washington quarter hit that insane $2 million price tag? Well, in 2019, one of these error-struck quarters was sold at auction for a record-breaking $2 million. It was in pristine condition and had one of the most remarkable errors ever seen in a Washington quarter. Now, you may be wondering, why is this coin worth so much? The answer lies in its rarity. Coins with minting errors are incredibly rare and can drive collectors wild. When you combine the rarity with high demand and the coin's historical significance, you get the perfect storm for value. The better the coin's condition, the higher the value. Coins with unique errors or those with low mintage numbers are worth more. If collectors want it, the value can skyrocket. So, how do you identify a coin like this in your own collection? Look for the 2002 mint mark on the obverse. Examine the coin for any imperfections, such as doubled features, off-center strikes, or unusual textures. If you spot an error, get it professionally graded to confirm its value. To wrap it up, the 2002 Washington quarter error coin is a perfect example of how rare errors can make ordinary coins worth millions. If you ever come across one, make sure to get it checked out by a professional, because you might just be holding a small fortune in your hands. If you found this video fascinating, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more amazing coin discoveries. Also, drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you have any questions about the world of numismatics. We've got something incredible for all you coin collectors and enthusiasts. The 2003 Washington quarter, worth $3 million. Yes, you heard that right. Now, you might be thinking, how on earth could a 2003 Washington quarter be worth $3 million? The 2003 Washington quarter is a part of the U.S. Mint's regular series of quarters featuring George Washington, but there's one important catch. This coin isn't just your average pocket change. Most of the 2003 quarters are common, but there's a rare error version that skyrocketed its value. This particular 2003 quarter was struck with a massive error. Some of these coins were mistakenly double-struck, meaning the coin was stamped twice, leaving a noticeable shift in the image. But it gets even crazier. One of these double-struck error coins was sold for a jaw-dropping $3 million at an auction. So what makes this error so valuable? First, errors like this are extremely rare, especially when they involve the unique double-strike issue. Second, the condition of the coin matters. This particular 2003 Washington quarter was in immaculate condition, making it highly sought after by collectors around the world. Now, if you think you might have one of these rare error coins in your collection, here's how to identify it. Look for the double strike pattern. Check for a misalignment in the images of George Washington or the reverse side. Inspect the coin carefully. If there's any blurring or displacement of details, you could be holding a valuable gem in your hand. And it's not just the 2003 Washington quarter that's valuable. There were some other 2003 coins with minting errors that collectors should keep an eye out for. Proof sets, rare mint marks, and even some unique designs from that year can all be worth more than you'd expect. Who would have thought that a simple quarter from 2003 could fetch millions? If you've got one of these error coins hiding in your collection, you might be sitting on a small fortune. Thanks for watching today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on more incredible coin finds. And as always, keep your eyes peeled for those rare and valuable treasures. We're diving into a coin that might just blow your mind. An incredibly rare 2004 Washington quarter that's worth an astonishing $4 million. Yes, you heard that right, $4 million. But what makes this coin so special? Let's find out. This right here is a 2004 Washington quarter, one of the most common quarters that you'd find in circulation. Typically, these quarters are worth, well, $0.25. But this particular one is a rare gem that could potentially be worth millions. So, what happened here? Let's start with the basics. The 2004 Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia, as indicated by the P mint mark. Now, most of these coins are worth just their face value of 25 cents. However, this particular one was struck with a flaw, a die error that caused a major misprint, making it incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. The condition of a coin is critical in determining its value. Coin collectors use a grading scale from poor to mint state. A coin in excellent condition with minimal wear can be worth far more than its face value. But when you add a rare error to the mix, that's where the magic happens. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The 2004 Washington quarter in question has a unique feature. There was a minting error that occurred during production, and this error involves an overpolished die. This polishing process removed details from the coin, creating a distinct, almost ghost-like image of Washington on the front of the quarter. The Washington portrait on the obverse side is noticeably lighter than on a regular 2004 quarter. The details of Washington's face are faint and less defined. That's because the die was too worn and too polished when it was used to strike this coin. This rare, imperfect minting process led to a completely unique variation, making it extremely valuable among collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for such a rare find. So, how did a coin worth 25 cents end up being valued at $4 million? Well, it all comes down to how rare this specific error is. Only a few examples of this particular error have been discovered, and each one has fetched incredibly high prices at auctions. Some have even sold for as much as $4 million, making it one of the highest valued quarters in history. Here's a snapshot from an auction house where one of these error coins was sold. The bidding started low, but as the rarity of the coin became clear, the price skyrocketed. It was a thrilling moment for collectors, and it proved just how valuable a single, rare coin can be. Now, you might be wondering, how do you know if you've found one of these million-dollar quarters? Well, it's all about knowing what to look for. Here's a quick checklist look for the P mint mark, indicating it was struck in Philadelphia. Examine the details of Washington's portrait on the obverse. If it's faint or ghostly, that could be a sign of the error. Check the overall condition of the coin. Ideally, the coin should be in excellent or near-mint condition for the highest value. Remember, finding a coin like this isn't something that happens every day. But if you're out there searching for rare quarters or even just going through some old change, keep an eye out. A 2004 Washington quarter with this error could be hiding in your collection, and it could be worth a small fortune. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. If you learned something new, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe for more exciting discoveries in the world of coin collecting. And if you found a rare coin or have questions about another piece in your collection, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your stories. We're diving into something truly rare and mind-blowing in the world of coins. We're talking about the 2006 Washington quarter. Yes, you heard that right. Worth a staggering $6 million. How is that even possible? Stick around and you'll find out. Let's get into it. At first glance, this may look like your average 2006 Philadelphia Mint Washington quarter. But trust me, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. While a regular 2006 Washington quarter is worth just 25 cents, this particular coin is a game changer in the numismatic world. So, why is this coin worth an insane $6 million? It all comes down to a rare mistake, a minting error that makes it incredibly valuable. In 2006, During the production of the Washington quarter at the Philadelphia Mint, a serious error occurred. Some quarters were accidentally struck with a double die, meaning that the coin was pressed multiple times with the dies slightly misaligned. This caused the designs to be doubled, giving the coin a distinctive, double image that was noticeable to the trained eye. Now, these double die errors aren't that common, but when you add the fact that they happened on a 2006 Washington quarter, it takes things to a whole new level. Experts believe this error was so rare and striking that only a few coins with the double die error exist, making it one of the most valuable Washington quarters ever. So, how do you spot one of these rare coins in your own collection? Look closely at the obverse where George Washington's image is. If you notice the lettering, especially in Liberty and In God We Trust, looking doubled or blurry, that's a big clue. And remember, the value could be sky high, upwards of $6 million, depending on the coin's condition. In fact, the most famous example of this rare coin was sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $6 million. This sale sent shockwaves through the coin-collecting world and sparked interest in Washington quarters like never before. But not all 2006 Washington quarters are worth millions. The coin's condition, as well as its authenticity, is absolutely crucial. To truly cash in on a rare find, you'll need to get your coin graded by a professional. Higher-grade coins, especially those with the double die error, are the ones that can fetch these insane values. If you're lucky enough to find one, getting it authenticated and graded can make all the difference. A properly graded coin can be sold through reputable auction houses or dealers who specialize in rare coins. So, if you have any 2006 Washington quarters sitting in your collection, make sure to take a closer look. You could be holding onto a $6 million gem without even knowing it. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more exciting content on rare and valuable coins. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you have any questions about coin collecting. Until next time, keep hunting for those treasures. We've got something truly exceptional for you. A coin that defies expectations and could leave you in disbelief. The 2008 Washington quarter, with a value that might just blow your mind, an astounding $8 million. Let's start with the basics. The 2008 Washington quarter was part of the 50-state quarters program, which celebrated each U.S. state with a unique design. But this particular coin has an incredible story that sets it apart. Usually, a 2008 Washington quarter would be worth just its face value of 25 cents. But what makes this coin so special? Well, it turns out there was a rare error made at the mint. Some of these 2008 Washington quarters, produced at the Philadelphia Mint, were accidentally struck with a very rare and valuable mistake. These coins feature a double die error, meaning the design was struck twice, creating a noticeable double image on both sides of the coin. This error, although small, is highly coveted by collectors, as it's one of the most sought-after coin mistakes in modern numismatics. So, how did this particular 2008 Washington quarter skyrocket to an $8 million price tag? It all comes down to rarity and demand. Only a few of these error coins exist, and each one is a valuable treasure for numismatists. In fact, one of these quarters sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $8 million, making it one of the most expensive modern coins ever. That's right, $8 million. So why does this coin hold such high value? Well, aside from the rarity of the double die error, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for pieces with historical significance and unique flaws like this one. Now, you might be wondering how to spot a 2008 Washington quarter with this error. The key thing to look for is the double design. On the obverse, you'll see the date and the lettering, especially the Liberty and In God We Trust inscriptions, appear doubled. On the reverse, the E pluribus unum and the eagle's feathers might also show signs of doubling. Be sure to use a magnifying glass or a loupe to check for this subtle yet significant flaw. It could mean the difference between finding a quarter worth 25 cents and one worth millions. So, if you happen to come across a 2008 Washington quarter, don't dismiss it right away. It might not just be any ordinary quarter. It could be worth a small fortune. But remember, Finding one of these $8 million error coins is incredibly rare, so be sure to keep your eyes peeled and check your pocket change. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible coin, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating stories about rare coins. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let me know in the comments below.